Welcome, everybody. Today is our third session of The Hobbit. We have had two first encounters in which we have discussed a little bit of pronunciation, vocabulary, I think almost no vocabulary. And the second session, I'm sorry. The second session, and we started reading and invited everybody to continue reading on their own. We would love to read together, but well, time is a little factor that sometimes affects us. So what we do in these meetings is to start reading for about 20 or 30 minutes, and then we continue reading the assigned chapters. So the first session, it was the first 3 chapters. We started reading the first chapters and we had the homework of finishing reading the second and third chapter. So the second meeting, a month later, we kind of, reviewed, remembered the first 3 chapters and started reading the 4th chapter. And our homework was to finish chapters 4, 5, and 6. And so today, we're going to start reading chapter 7. But before starting chapter 7, we're going to also a little bit go back into chapters 4, 5, and 6, which, I want to say are very interesting chapters, but all the chapters are interesting. I hope you agree with me. They are also interesting chapters. And as we did last time, we got some help with a readathon that I took part in from the Oxford Center for Fantasy, where they have little summaries that help us remember. And then we do a little Kahoot also to remember what we did and to help with a detail of pronunciation in the coming reading. So let's start. I want to know if you guys have read from chapters 1 to 6 until now, or at least 4, 5, and 6, to know if you remember or if I'm going to remind you of what happened in those summers. But welcome. I'm sorry. I think I didn't say welcome. And I think Steffi is your first time here, and Jose Manuel, I'm not sure, because we have another Manuel, so I wasn't sure if it was you. And then because we have different meetings in different groups, in different about different things, sometimes I'm not sure if I've seen you in other meetings. Thank you, Steffi. Where are you from? Oh, it's just because you have a very international name. So that's what I asked. Welcome, welcome. I'm also in Lima. Okay. You're welcome. So maybe you want to help me remember. Well, the first 3 chapters we did between last month and the first month, in which in the first chapter we learn about basically hobbits and the quest the dwarves have. And then in the second chapter, they go right into the adventure, and we have the trolls. I want to say adventure also. Like each chapter is a different adventure. And the third chapter, we meet Rivendell, and they go to Rivendell and to gather strength for the next adventure. And then on the 4th chapter, we started reading it when they were going. Well, let's read it. I'm going to share my screen so we can read a summary of it. way to show this. This would be it. You can talk at any moment. You can participate or in the chat if you want or whatever. But for example, now, this is what I was telling you. This is the page from the Center for Fantasy that made a readathon in March or in April. So they had a summary and some insights of every chapter every day for a month. So we're going to read this. This is the fourth chapter. Would anybody want to help me reading? Just to remember what chapter 4 was about. You can raise your hand or just open your microphone and read.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, Omar, thank you.
In this chapter, the dwarf party, along with Bilbo and Gandalf, leave Rivendell and begin the dangerous trek through the misty mountains. They are captured by goblins when they shelter from a violent storm in what they think is an empty, dry cave. Gandalf is the sole member of the party, not captured, and rescues all the others, leading them in a mad dash through the mountain till Bilbo falls off of Dory's back and is knocked out.
Thank you. This is a very short summary because a lot of things happen in this chapter. I think you agree. If you have read it, did you read it, Omar? Did you finish it?
Okay.
Did you?
I like this part.
No, I mean the book. Did you read the book? Did you finish reading chapters 4, 5, and 6?
I forgot.
You forgot. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I just want to know. It's like a survey. Okay, so this is work. Thank you. So this is chapter 4. We started reading it. They were going toward the mountains, and then they find the cave, and well, all of what happens, what is in here happens. Okay, chapter 5. Would anyone like to read it? It's a short summary. Steffi, thank you very much.
Good evening. Well, I can try. This chapter is perhaps my favorite chapter in all of fiction. It details Bilbo's experience of the Goblin tunnels after he separated from the rest of Thorin's company and forced to face the darkness of the misty mountains alone. In that darkness, he comes upon the creature Gollum at the roots of the mountain and is forced to engage in a game of riddles in the hope of escape. Through a bit of luck and a little deviousness, Bilbo is able to escape the Goblin tunnels with the help of a ring of power.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a difficult word, deviousness, I think. Thank you. Yeah, this is the famous chapter of the riddles. Okay, and the last chapter.
I think.
You think?
I think Tolkien creates. I remember from the letters that Tolkien creates the riddles. Only 1 or 2 are from the other books.
Yes, you're right. When they ask him for permission to publish the letters, I mean the riddles, but they say they are like common lore, and he says no. Right? He replies saying no. I made all of these except I don't remember which one. Yes. And I mean they're difficult. I mean maybe when I read them because I'm a Spanish speaker, but in general they are not easy things, at least for me. In general, I'm not good with riddles, really. Okay, and chapter 6, who would like to read? Don't be afraid. Nolwe, thank you.
Okay, This chapter sees Bilbo at last out of the Goblin tunnels, looking for his friends on the far side of the misty mountains. He's lost, confused, but also proud of himself. He managed to get himself out of the mountain all on his own, outsmarting Gollum and acquiring for himself a magic ring in the process. Bilbo reunites with Gandalf and the dwarf in the valley and chooses to keep the secret of the ring to himself. They spend a long night traveling through the forest, trying to outrun the goblins who are surely pouring out of their tunnels in search of them when they come to clearing. This clearing is meeting place for the wargs, vicious wild wolves. The group climbs tall trees to avoid being eaten. Gandalf begins to throw burning pine cones down among the wolves. Soon the goblins catch up and turn the trees into giant pyres, filling dry wood and grass at their base. Oh, it's long.
It's a little long. No, it ends here. It ends here.
Okay. Things are looking rough for the wars, but thankfully, the Lord of the Eagles hears the commotions. At the last minute, he and his eagles swoop down, rescue the dwarves, and take them to the Eyrie, high up on the mountain.
Thank you very much. Did you finish reading these chapters?
Of course, many years ago in Spanish.
No. In English for this meeting.
Not yet.
Okay. So let me tell you that you're missing amazing details. I think this is the third time I'm reading it, but well, because of many reasons, because it's English, because you read differently every time. I think this time I'm taking more my time, I'm understanding it, and I'm enjoying it a lot more, and all the details it has. It's great. Okay, so these were chapters 4, 5, and 6. To go into today's, we always do a Kahoot first, so we're going to do that now. But I'm going to have to share a different window to do the Kahoot. I hope you don't have trouble joining the Kahoot. Let me copy the link so you can enter. And share the Kahoot screen. And then is Norway. Gabriela, Juan Daniel, welcome. Oh, our friend Manuel is not here. JD. I love the little avatars icons or whatever they are. Here is the other Manuel Alejandro. This is, I was confusing him with Jose Manuel, but Jose Manuel, enter. Manuel Alejandro Ricardo. Omar, you coming?
Can open on Mac. I don't know why Safari can open. Sorry. Don't worry.
Oh, And on your phone?
Let me try.
Please do. Oh, more people coming. Hi, Rose, welcome. We are going to do the Kahoot now. Don't worry, Rose.
Will you put again the
Oh, yes.
Please.
Is that you? I know.
Yes.
Omar, you are Omar, but who is Decimum Hominem? Rose, that's you. Thank you. Okay, so there are 10 people here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am 7, Sociedad Tolkien 8. Gabriela, I think it's only Gabriela who's not here, right? Okay, let's start. But you can join at any moment anyways. I'm going to put the link just in any case someone leaves. Okay, let's do it. So I prepared some questions that are not necessarily in the summaries that we read, but well, you can guess. Our adventure continues, although we are very far from the Shire already. We are reviewing chapters 4 to 6 before going through chapter 7. First question. Chapter 4. What was it mostly about? Trolls, riddles, mount. There are a couple of questions about the chapter, more or less. Oh my God, my internet connection is unstable.
Yes.
Okay, I'm here? Yeah, okay. It's just that I saw that I had no internet connection. What is this? Because I don't have internet connection, I guess I don't have any answers here. I lost the internet for a second. Did you answer? Did you answer correctly? I don't know what happened. Well, no, oh, of course, okay. The answer was mountains because they are going through the mountains. Trolls already happened, riddles will happen, and dragons haven't happened just yet. Oh, I got a 0, but I suppose that is going to refresh later. I don't know. Let's see. Next question. Which dwarves are sent to find a shelter in chapter 4? They were, I think there was rain, there were the mountains, there were the giants, and so they sent to dwarves to find shelter. So you didn't read, but you can guess maybe who went there. Dwelling and Balin, Oin and Gloin, Bifur and Bofur, Philly and Killy. Aha, very good. It was Philly and Killy. It was not Dwelling and Balin. They are too old. Or I don't know, but it was Philly and Killy. And it's funny because they say, yeah, it's empty, it's cool, it's perfect. And then they got trapped, basically, with the goblins. I'm giving myself away. Oh, finally. Also, I think I don't get your first answer, but oh well. Okay, next question. In this same chapter, this is the last question about this chapter, they talk to somebody. I think I gave myself away a few seconds ago. Do they talk to ponies, to giants, to elves, or to goblins? Chapter 4 is fairly short, but a lot of things happen. Yeah, they don't talk to elves, definitely. And ponies don't talk here, I think. They also don't talk to the giants. Giants are just, they care about their business, but they do talk to goblins. Okay, very good, Omar. Next question, true or false? The great goblin is killed by Glamdring. Well, I did put more questions about this chapter because we started reading this chapter. So I thought maybe this you could have finished. So when they see the goblins, there's the great goblin there. And Gandalf kills it with a sword. This sword is Glamdring from the swords that they found on the cave trolls, if I'm not mistaken. So this is true. Glamdring is the sword. Next, Gollum appears in chapter 6, Riddles in the Dark. True or false? Well, this was fast. It's false because Gollum appears in chapter 5, Riddles in the Dark. Okay, this was Trixie. This was Trixie as Gollum is. It's a famous chapter 5, Riddles in the Dark, the next chapter. But Omar wasn't deceived. Very good, JD. So, riddles. What has roots and nobody sees, is taller than trees. Up, up it goes, and yet never grows? Is it darkness, mountain, fish, or time? Santi knows. You also know, Rose. Santi is not very good. It's mountain. So most people know. Well, last year, Rose, Nolwenn, Narwaldaron, and myself did what can we call it? We did a thing in which some of us were Bilbo and some of us were Gollum and some of us were the director, and we did the golems, we did the riddles. And I'm gonna show them because why not? Oh, wow, Juan Daniel, you're going first. Omar, don't let it. And let you do it. Oh, this is it. You wanna watch it? We're gonna watch it anyway. Yes, of course.
Hello there. What is she, my precious? I am Mr. Bilbo Baggins. I'm looking for my friends. I have lost them and... What's he got in his hands? Are you okay? Perhaps you could help me find a way to find them. But just sit here and chat with a bit, my precious. Like riddles. For a seat. That's it. Very well. You first. What has truths as nobody sees, is taller than trees. Up, up it goes, and yet never grows.
Easy peasy. Mountain, I suppose.
Does it get easy? It must have a competition with us, my precious. If Precious asks, and it doesn't answer, we eat it, my precious. If it asks us, and we doesn't answer, we give it a present.
All right, my turn. 30 white horses on a red hill. First they champ, then they stamp, then they stand still.
Chestnuts, chestnuts. Teeth, feel my precious. But we have only 6. My turn. Voiceless it cries, wingsless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless mutters.
Half a moment. Wind. Wind, of course. Now, pay attention to this one. Doesn't puzzle the nasty little underground creature. An eye in a blue face saw an eye in a green face. That eye is like to this eye, said the first eye, but in low place, not in high place.
My precious. Song on the daisies, it means, it does. Now, it cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, cannot be smelled. It lies behind the stars and under hills, an empty holes it feels. It comes first and follows after, ends life, kills laughter.
The answer is dark. A box with a hinges, key or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. Well, what is it? The answer is not a kettle boiling over, as you seem to think from the noise you're making.
Give us a chance. Give us a chance, my precious.
Well, what about your present?
Excess it is. My turn. A life without bread, as cool as death. Never thirsty, ever drinking. Falling made, never clinking. Is it nice, my precious? Is it juicy? Is it scrumptiously crunchable?
Half a moment. I gave you a long chance just now.
It must be haste. Haste!
It's cold and clammy. Fish! Fish! It is fish.
No!
No legs. Lay on one leg. 2 legs, near on 3 legs. 4 legs got some.
No legs. Fish on a little table. Man at the table sitting on a stool. The cat has the bones. My precious. This thing all things devours. birds, beasts, trees, flowers. Gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays king, ruins town, and the beasts high mountain down.
Give me more time. Give me time. Time! Where are you?
So to ask us a question, my precious. Yes, yes, yes. Just one more question to guess. Yes, yes. Ask us. Ask us.
What have I got in my pocket?
Not fair. Not fair. It isn't fair, my precious. Is it to ask us what's got in his nasty little pockets?
What have I got in my pocket?
You must give us 3 guesses, my precious, 3 guesses.
Very well. Guess away.
Hunches.
Wrong. Guess again.
Knife.
Wrong. Last guess. Come on. I am waiting. Time is up.
String or nothing.
Both wrong. Well, what about your promise?
Promise? You will say so, precious?
Yes. What about the present?
Oh, the nasty little bug is the present. Yes, yes. But what has it got in its pockets? Eh? No string, precious, but no nothing. Oh no.
Okay, I hope you like that. Next chapter. What are they afraid of? I mean, the company. We read it. Wolves, goblins, dwarves, or all of them. That is right, my precious. All of them. There were wolves, there were goblins, there were wargs, there was a mess. Oh, JD is on fire. True or false? In chapter 6, the eagles come to the rescue. Is it true or not? It is true, precious. The Lord of the Eagles and his friends. Oh, Omar took it again. Very good. So now we're going to read. That was it. But before that, I keep bothering you because this is the most common mistake for Spanish speakers to pronounce the final ED. But today we're going to practice something different. Before, I have told you that if the word ends in a T or in a D, we pronounce the additional syllable, infest, infested. sound, sounded. But if the verb doesn't end in a T or a D, that is any other sound, we don't pronounce id. We only pronounce an additional consonant sound, but not a syllable. That means no vowel. So the past of climb is climbed, and the past of help is helped. So what are we going to practice today? This is more challenging for us Spanish speakers because we see a vowel and we want to pronounce it. And also it's difficult to pronounce these vowels because we don't usually pronounce them. And an easier way of pronouncing them is connecting them. And that is actually what native speakers do. So they connect the consonant sound to the next vowel sound. For example, if the past of open is opened, but the phrase is opened an eye, a native speaker is not going to say opened an eye. They are going to say opened an eye, connecting everything. And it's easier to say opened an eye than opened an eye, which sounds robotic and sounds more Spanish, and English is more, flows more. So this is opened an eye, opened an eye. I hear also we connect, opened an eye. The same here, have jump. The past is jumped. But if the verb is jumped up, it's easier to say jumped up, jumped up, jumped up, jumped up. So this is what happens, and there are many examples of this in what we are going to read. For example, we have this grounded, earned already. Earned already is like the final letter, you pronounce it with the next word. Earned already. Wished in vain. No, wish it, no. Wished in vain. Wished in vain. Rushed over. Looped itself. Looped itself. So you can practice doing that. We're gonna practice when we read. And finally, I want to go through another pronunciation challenge for us for this combination. Hi, Jeff, welcome. A common combination of vowels is EA, but EA doesn't have the same sound always. But so we're going to see the most common sounds for this combination. The most common is E, like our E, a little longer, just. So this is it.
EA can say many different sounds. Most common, they might say E, as in read, meet, see, reason.
And what words are we going to read in our book? Eagle, east, peak, near, stream, mean, disappear, leave, plead, easy, easily, eat, hear, clear, beard. It's not the same sound, but basically it's the same. But there's another sound.
Head, bread, heavy, meant.
And we have some of these words, EA, but the sound is like in breakfast, ready, bear, meant, already, heaven.
Break, great.
Few words have EA as A. We are going to, well, we always have these words very common, great. So here we have three different ways of pronouncing EA. E, and A. E is the most common. And finally, when there's an ER, there's always a change.
Learn.
It was just this part.
Earth. Learn.
And that's it, because when we have EAR, it sounds okay? Early, earth, earn, heard. But sometimes it's also E, as we saw, hear, clear, beard. Just for you to know. Okay, that's it. Last question. Are you going to read? Don't be afraid. I'm going to take the answer for this to only one answer. This means that nobody is here or nobody wants to read. Why did you abandon me? It was my fault for putting all that video. Oh, it was too fast. Okay, so I want your answer here in the chat. Are you going to read? Type yes. You didn't finish to read. Pie. No, there's no pie here. Okay, I have Steffi. I have Omar. Jeff, are you going to read? Nolwe? Juan Daniel? Manuel?
Yes.
Who was that? Because I can see who was speaking. Oh, the Steffi was third. Congratulations. JD second. Oh, Omar, were you the one who answered yes to reading? Norway and Manuel were third and fourth. Congratulations. You're the best. Extra points for you. Okay.